So I don't know who is going to come upon this, but I feel like I want to encourage many of you that are about to do some big things in life. And you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and you feel like you have to kind of get everything right before you go and take action, or you go and be in front of something. And so whether it's in front of a crowd, whether you have to make a big decision, whether you have to give some testimony, a sworn affidavit in a legal perspective, if you have to do something to make a huge financial decision, whatever the thing is, right? So if you feel like you have the weight of the world on you and you have to make some honest decision, I want to tell you something. Many of us in life, if you even look at the Bible, if you look at Queen Esther, if you look at Daniel, these guys, they took an action. Esther went up to present herself to plead her case for the fellow Jews, right? And the same goes for Daniel when he had to go sit in the lion's den, when he had to go interpret dreams. So you got to understand that if you are about to do something and you are doing it to honor God, you are doing it in a truthful way, and your action is one that is of honesty, of integrity, of character, then no matter what you say, how you say it, right? So many of us are caught up in like, oh, we gotta, chat GPT the words so that we can finesse it and make it so that it's packaged so well. Like I have to practice everything so that I have no stuttering. I have to do it in this way. It has to just look good aesthetically and all these things. You're worried about things that in some sense don't matter. So I recently just had to do something that was so easy. I was thinking in my mind, I have to get all these things right. I have to say it in this way. I have to be very nice. I have to be in some sense charismatic. Maybe I have to work on my smile and all these things. And all I had to do was actually sit there and almost do nothing, because I actually prepared certain documents beforehand to do something. And all they did was look at it and then it moved on. And so in my instance, I'm not going to get into details, but for that or for any other thing, if you're about to do something, the best thing you have is God on your side. The best thing you have is integrity, honesty, biblical truths. You have all of that on your side. And if you're pushing that, there's power, there's strength, there's integrity. There's so much oomph behind it that you don't have to worry about all these other things. You don't have to worry that you're not qualified. You don't have to worry that you're not going to say it in the best way. You don't have to worry about timing. You don't have to say, oh, what if they're tired? What if these people, they're not in the right order and sequence and I've got to fix these things? You don't have to worry about any of that. All you've got to do is worry about honoring God in your action and just let it take care of itself. Let it just go forth and play out the way that God intends it. And God, He will take care of it. God shut those lions' mouths when it was Daniel in the den. God moved the heart, right, of the king when his scepter was extended for Queen Esther and showed favoritism to her. And she made a petition and a request. And Haman and these things, all of that happened. And for you, for what you're doing, if you work on your character, if you work on the fact that you just need to be Christ-like, if you work on the fact that everything behind it is in honesty and with integrity, if you're doing it in honor of God, there's no blemish in sin and these things. If you do it that way, all you can do is just let it go and let God take care of it. Because God is always behind truth. He's always behind cleanliness. He's always behind the non-satanic sinful stuff. And so if you're behind that, if God is for you, who can be against you? And so don't worry about all these things. Don't sit there and just panic and try to overdo it. And again, I'm not saying you shouldn't prepare. I'm not saying you should be lazy. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have confidence. I'm not saying you shouldn't work on your skill set and develop certain characteristics and attributes so that you can better yourself as having high excellence and a standard for God. I'm not saying those things. I'm saying that in your mind, your attitude, your heart, your mental, psychological, all these pressures, these worries and concerns and anxieties, those things don't matter in the end. You just let go and let God work. If you allow God to be honored, then you have nothing else to worry about. And so whatever this means for you in your circumstance, and many believers right now, you're going through big moments in life. You're going through big decisions. You're being presented before people. You're being presented before opportunities and chances to test yourself, to reflect your faith, to reflect your character. And these moments are big moments that you don't want to squander, that you don't want to let Satan get a grip and a hold of, such that he can get the credit of disrupting godly things. What you want to do is do it in a God glorifying way. Let it go and let God take care of it. And all the fruit, all of whatever has to happen, the intricacies and the effects of it, the downstream repercussions, all of those things will play out in due course. And you just let God work. God will take care of it. God will be glorified and honored, and it will be natural. And you just let it be. Love you guys. Be encouraged. Guys, you guys know I have a couple more days left in this 40-day series, this inspiration series. I'm so thankful for you guys' support. Let's do a final push. We're trying to get to that goal. We're a little bit far from it still. Would love any additional support in these last few days, and then we'll see how God leads after this. But love you guys. Thank you so much. More to come. Talk to you guys very soon.